The weight of the chair holds my whole frame down as the vinyl clicks through a quiet town. If this voice could bleed back to 2024, I would tell you stop staring at the hardwood floor. You thought every deadline was an engine fire, running past midnight on a freight thin wire. Your shoulders were tight and your coffee stayed cold, terrified of numbers as you grew old. You kept saving drafts that you never sent, counting up coins for next month's rent. Look at me, sitting in this warm glow now. We made it through the storm somehow. Dear kid in the hoodie, breathing slow. The future isn't sharp like you used to know. The bass line hums and the rain stays soft. You don't have to carry every dream aloft. Just let the beat roll, let the tape reel spin. You were already good before you tried to win. I see your old tablet with the cracked corner glass, waiting on a message that was never gonna pass. You worry about people who forgot your name, playing every rule in a rigged little game. Now my desk has a plant and the air feels sweet. Haptic keys clicking in a slow steady beat. Those tears in the kitchen at 3 in the morning were just rain falling down without a warning. Dear kid in the hoodie, breathing slow. The future isn't sharp like you used to know. The bass line hums and the rain stays soft. You don't have to carry every dream aloft. Just let the beat roll, let the tape reel spin. You were already good before you tried to win. If I could drop a memo in your cloud back then, I'd say forgive yourself a 10 out of 10. The path isn't straight but the grass is green, wider than the glass on your tiny screen. You grow into your skin, you quiet the noise. You trade all your fear for a steady voice. The weight of the chair feels comfortable now. We made it through somehow. Rest your head on the desk tonight. Everything turns out right. An uninvited reflection slices clean through the quiet room. The blue LED from a desk projector casts a faint neon bloom. A half-finished holographic sketch hovers above the rug, while steam rises slowly from a thermal ceramic mug. Soft rain taps against the smart glass window pane as a low synth bass line hums its gentle loop refrain. The city sparkles below in ambient twilight shades as the heavy weight of yesterday slowly fades. Shadows stretch long across the polished concrete floor, waiting for a sound beyond the heavy sliding door. Soft light, quiet room, late night state of mind, leaving all the noise and crowded thoughts behind. Lo-fi beats drifting through a pair of clear headphones, 1,000 digital miles, but feeling right at home. Cinematic stillness wrapped in indigo hues, lost inside a moment we never want to lose. A forgotten tab flickers on the interface display, capturing a mood that words can never quite say. An electric bus glides silently down the avenue below, reflecting lavender light and a steady, gentle glow. Pulling the sleeves of an oversized hoodie near, watching every busy impulse disappear. Pause the track, breathe it in, let the tempo slow. Watching tiny dust specks catch the warm projector halo. No messages to answer, no deadlines left inside. Just the subtle pulse of a calm, futuristic night. The audio loop fades softly into dark, just glowing screen and a fading spark. Silence settles back in, the city sleeps within. scratch blue guitar pick rests beside my tea, trapping 3 years of dust and quiet memory. The neon hum from the alleyway bleeds inside, while I watch the dust motes drift and turn and hide. My tablet glows with 100 unread threads. I let the quiet echo inside my head. I keep thinking about the way we used to drift before the city found its automated shift. I count the seconds by the flickering screen light. Just another calm, deliberate urban night. Static on the frequency, coffee turning cold, holding on to things that never got too old. I am sitting right here in the lo-fi space, tracing patterns that the shadows leave behind in this place. Everything moves fast outside my window pane. I stay steady in the middle of the rain. The pick sits flat against the faux wood grain, holding stories that I never could explain. A little piece of plastic from a distant show, back when we didn't care where the night would go. Now my smart lamp dims to an amber hue, and my thoughts loop back to a shade of you. I keep thinking about the way we used to drift before the city found its automated shift. I count the seconds by the flickering screen light. Just another calm, deliberate urban night. Static on the frequency, coffee turning cold, holding on to things that never got too old. I am sitting right here in the lo-fi space, tracing patterns that the shadows leave behind in this place. Everything moves fast outside my window pane. I stay steady in the middle of the rain. Maybe I should clear the table, put the past away, delete the cash from yesterday. But the plastic stays right where it landed, small and silent, exactly as I planned it. Guitar pick, stay still, room gets quiet, city hums below. I just let it go. An air brake releases right outside the door, and slush splatters up against the window glass. You drop your heavy keys onto the floor and watch another quiet headlight pass. The neon sign is buzzing half awake. You sit across from me without a word. I stir the milk until the swirl turns gray. You pull your sleeves down past your fingers now. There isn't much we really need to say. Just let the night exhaust itself somehow. You missed the last train home at 3:30, so we bought hot green tea to spend our time. Your dead phone sits resting on my knee, while street side snow turns into slush and grime. Watching blue shadows dance across brick walls, waiting for early morning traffic calls. A delivery bike revs up along the street. Its muffled engine hums against the chill. You stretch your legs and shake the freezing sleet, and let the lo-fi beat keep standing still. Your jacket smells like winter air and steam. We sit together in the quiet gleam. The radiator clinks behind your bench. A sudden hiss of vapor fills the space. You do not need to fix what you can't wrench. Just leave the world outside this cozy place. The first bus rattles by. Keep your jacket on. We can stay right here until the dark is gone. A delivery bike engine idles by the corner deli. You pull your knees up inside your oversized sweater. The radiator hums its old familiar song.
brought the tea you like, the kind that tastes like time. You haven't said a word since you walked through the door. We can just sit here until the sky turns navy blue. The steam rises up between your hands and mine. No need to fix what isn't broken tonight. A city bus brakes wheels against the wet concrete, while you lean back and rest your heavy feet. We trace the water stains across this faded floor and leave the noisy world behind the deadbolt door. The clock ticks slow, forgotten on the shelf, and you can finally just exist as yourself. The streetlights flicker on across the damp alleyway. Your phone screen lights up, but you turn it face down. I know that look you give when the week got too loud. There is no test to pass inside this quiet room. Take all the time you need to find your voice again. Sometimes the hardest part is letting daylight go. You spent all afternoon pretending you were fine. I watch the raindrops build a map upon the pane. I will stay right here until the shadows fade. The scooter engine finally pulls away. Your shoulders drop at last. Just rest now, my friend. We have nowhere to be. Denim and lavender soap fill the quiet room. She waits by the dryer as twilight begins to loom. A paperback novel lies open across her knees, while outside the window rain settles in the trees. Her tea has gone lukewarm beside an unread page, watching the warm light turn slow on the laundry stage. The hum of the motor rolls steady and low. She checks on her watch with nowhere to go. A brass key turns quietly inside the red front door. Her raincoat is dripping in pools on the hallway floor. She sets down her grocery bag right by the yellow chair and lets out a breath as the silence returns to air. The clock on the counter ticks past 7:23, leaving the world outside just a soft memory. He sits at the diner 3 blocks down the darkened street. The neon sign flickers where asphalt and shadows meet. He stirs up his coffee and watches the steam rise high, counting the brake lights of buses that rumble by. A postcard from August is tucked in his jacket sleeve, holding a promise he still isn't sure he believes. A brass key turns quietly inside the red front door. Her raincoat is dripping in pools on the hallway floor. She sets down a grocery bag right by the yellow chair and lets out a breath as the silence returns to air. The clock on the counter ticks past 7:23, leaving the world outside just a soft memory. The rain taps on the glass like a tin drum beat. 2 separate stories are unfolding on the street. Nobody rushes, nobody speaks a word, only the lullaby rhythm of raindrops heard. The cycle completes with a single metallic chime. She folds up her sweater and steps into quiet time.
Street lamps flicker, awake in the evening chill. Everything rests and the city grows still.
A sudden thought breaks through the quiet room, like chalk dust falling on a dark wool coat. The yellow desk lamp cuts across the gloom, and shadow plays upon a handwritten note. Outside the window, rain begins to fall. A blue bus turns around the empty street. The tape machine rolls slow and low. The room hums soft in golden gray. There is nowhere we have to go, just watch the evening drift away. The kettle whistles soft beside the glass. The seconds turn to minutes in the dark. We watch the Silver City traffic pass and trace the glowing embers of a spark. A forgotten story comes back into view, while calm beats settle over me and you. Radiator clicks against the floor. A mug of tea grows cooler on the wood. A draft of air slips underneath the door. It feels like everything is where it should. Your jacket hangs across the wooden chair. The streetlights flicker in a lazy line. The kettle whistles soft beside the glass. The seconds turn to minutes in the dark. We watch the Silver City traffic pass and trace the glowing embers of a spark. A forgotten story comes back into view, while calm beats settle over me and you. A Polaroid is resting on the ledge. The colors faded into soft pastel. We sit together on the window edge with small unspoken secrets left to tell. The rain taps against the pane. The city sleeps below the hill. Nothing left to lose or gain, just staying still. Why does this clock skip every 5th second? I stare at the condensed milk in my glass. A red letter flickers outside the dark window. My thumb traces a scratch on the laminate wood. An engine idles softly at the curb. I wonder if you ever made it home tonight. Thoughts drift like steam from an old ceramic cup. Nobody comes in to pick these spare keys back up. The barista cleans the espresso group head with the rag. I count 7 blue tiles along the bottom shelf. A wet umbrella drips against a brown paper bag. I leave a $5 bill and keep the change for myself. Did I leave the porch light burning on my way out? A navy jacket hangs forgotten on stool number 3. Low bass rattles the light fixture near the counter. I keep forgetting the sentence I wanted to say. A stray cat sleeps under the green plastic awning. I sip the lukewarm foam and watch the wipers pass. The barista cleans the espresso group head with the rag. I count 7 blue tiles along the bottom shelf. A wet umbrella drips against a brown paper bag. I leave a $5 bill and keep
cracks in the floorboards. My notebook sits open to a half-finished line. A car horn sounds 3 blocks down near the highway ramp. Nothing moves fast when the hour turns to 4. The ice cube cracks at the bottom of my cup. Quiet hum of the cooling coils behind the bar. That navy jacket stays hanging on stool number 3. Who left the hallway window open wide? The cool air wanders in without a sound. My tea turned cold an hour or 2 ago, and dust motes float before they hit the ground. I wonder if you still keep late night hours, or if you fix that squeaky kitchen floor. Thoughts drift like static through an empty room and linger right outside the bedroom door. A low beat hums inside my tired chest. The clock hands move, but nothing feels like rest. I traced a circle on the dusty glass, then watched the yellow taxi cab drive past. Your forgotten sweater rests across the chair, a silent witness to the quiet air. I turned the radio dial to find a song, and wonder how a midnight grew so long. The rain taps against the window ledge. I count the shadows stretching on the wall. A forgotten melody comes rushing back, but I can't name the artist at all. My mind jumps sideways to a summer trip, a broken postcard buried in a drawer. Everything flows together in the dark, floating along the hardwood floor. Pencils on the table, coffee ring stains, scrolling through a feed to escape the rain. Nothing really hurts, but nothing stays still. Watching water droplets on the windowsill. The hallway breeze grows soft and slows away. I close my eyes and wait for yesterday. A fading bass line settles in the floor. No answers come behind a heavy door.
Metal trash cans clatter down the alleyway outside, while the radiator hums inside the hall. You sit with your knees pulled close against your chest, watching shadows stretch across the kitchen wall. I poured 2 cups of peppermint tea to let them cool. You don't have to talk until you're ready to. The neon sign from across the block turns blue, and I am right here waiting next to you. When heavy thoughts begin to stack upon a dusty shelf, you try to hide the weight inside yourself without a word. So set your tired worries down and lean against the wall, while distant yellow traffic lights shine along the curb. No urgent message pulls us back into the busy street. We only need a quiet evening in our small retreat. You kick your shoes off by the wooden radiator grate and lean your head against the cushion on the floor. The city bus rolls past the corner, running late. Its headlights sweep across the lock upon the door. You took the longest route to get to me today. I'm glad you knew that you could always walk this way.
You don't have to explain the reasons why you cried or fix the tangled knot you carry deep inside. Just take a breath and let the stillness hold the space. There is no clock ticking down inside this place. A distant car horn sounds once and fades away. We'll let the rest of it just wait for another day. Just sit right here, I've got you.
Oh, yeah. Freshly ground cardamom drifted through the humid air. He sat in the corner booth, a messy indigo hair. She walked past the pastry case with rain upon her sleeve, looking for a quiet spot where heavy thoughts could breathe. Their eyes caught the reflection in the espresso chrome. For a fraction of a second, they both felt right at home. The barista tapped the portafilter twice. A gentle unspoken gesture broke the ice. She dropped the brass key tag on the wooden floor. He picked it up before it rolled out the front door. Now two ceramic mugs sit on the reclaimed wood, talking about the future like two strangers who understood. Oh, a low bass line hums beneath the rain outside. No need for pretense, nowhere left to hide. A quiet spark kindled in a corner seat where two separate timelines finally meet. She pointed to the digital sketches saved on her phone. He laughed about living in a city so overgrown. The smell of roasted hazelnut lingering as afternoon blurred out, replacing every lingering shadow of doubt. They traded local playlists with a quick wrist tap, mapping out the city on a shared offline map. The barista tapped the portafilter twice. A gentle unspoken gesture broke the ice. She dropped the brass key tag on the wooden floor. He picked it up before he rolled out the front door. Now two ceramic mugs sit on the reclaimed wood, talking about the future like two strangers who understood. Ooh, a low bass line hums beneath the rain outside. No need for pretense, nowhere left to hide. A quiet spark kindled in a corner seat where two separate timelines finally meet. Hours drifted by like steam above the brew. The store grew quiet as the remaining patrons grew few. Neither made a gesture to gather up their things, just listening to the softness that the evening brings. Two coffee cups empty on a scratched oak table, turning an accident into a fable. Cardamom and rain lingering in the hall. Two shadows stretched out long against the warm brick wall. They walked out together into the glowing street, where a chance encounter made a night complete. Blue guitar pick rests against my mug. The coffee went lukewarm an hour ago. I traced a sharp corner with my thumb and let the dusty final beat play slow. The quiet in this room is getting soft. I watch the streetlights flicker down the road. My thoughts are floating up like steam, sinking deeper into this familiar dream. Nothing urgent left to say tonight. The rain taps steady on the window pane, while tired shadows stretch across hallway floor. I fold my letter up to save from strain and lock the deadbolt on the entrance door. A peaceful silence settles in my mind, leaving every heavy thought behind. The microwave clock blinks a steady glow. The radiator hums its little song. I check my phone but put it face down flat. It feels so good to finally belong to this small corner
of the quiet world where I can drift and let my heart unwind. Maybe tomorrow brings a different sound, or maybe I will stay right here with simple moments keeping me grounded now as all the background noise grows clear. The record reaches its final spin. The room breathes out, the room breathes in. I rest my hands and close my eyes. An uninvited memory snaps the quiet air. Dust motes float above the empty folding chair. A forgotten photograph slips from a heavy book, catching light right in the corner where I look. Ticking clock pauses for a second on the wall. Shadows stretch long across the narrow hallway floor. Streetlights flicker on the damp asphalt below. Lo-fi bass lines humming soft and low. Steam rises slowly from an untouched cup. Night keeps settling while the world wakes up. Blue ink bleeds across this linen tablecloth tonight, while cold wind taps a steady rhythm in fading light. One silver key rests quietly beside an unread note, tracing lines of history that younger hands once wrote. Distant engines hum their song beyond window glass, leaving every gentle trace to drift away at last. The vinyl crackles on a spinning black groove. Nobody in this peaceful room makes a move. An old lamp paints golden stripes across the floor, while shadow patterns slowly cross the bedroom door. That cup of tea grows cold upon the stand as midnight settles soft across the land. Frame by frame, the heavy hours slowly bend, where quiet thoughts begin and shadows end. A yellow porch light flickering down the street, where lo-fi rhythms and silent moments meet. The curtain moves against the open breeze. Midnight passes through the dormant trees. Soft tape hiss fading out into the dark. Just a lingering silent spark. Threadbare wool rubs against my wrist, pulling loose threads while the radiator hums. The drip coffee settles in a quiet mist before the morning streetcar runs. I press my thumb to a faded seam, tracing a tear from 3 years back, drifting away from this muted stream, falling right down through a sudden crack. A silver ring hits the formica ledge. I close my eyes at the counter edge. You wore that yellow cardigan when snow began falling. We ordered lukewarm tea, drawing circles on plaster. Soft music floated down from a small corner speaker. 2 train passes slipped through an open floorboard crack. I recall your quiet laughter right before midnight. Coarse ribbed cotton holds the chill outside, steeping green tea leaves in glass, watching the streetlight shadow glide, waiting for the sudden wave to pass. Your voice comes back in a muffled tone, stirring a cup in a midnight haze. Sitting right here, entirely alone, counting the forgotten yesterdays. You wore that yellow cardigan when snow began falling. We ordered lukewarm tea, drawing circles on plaster. Soft music floated down from a small corner speaker. Two train passes slipped through an open floorboard crack. I recall your quiet laughter right before midnight. The steam dissolves into the ceiling tile. I rub the freedom where you used to pull, replaying every second-hand smile until the empty cup feels full. Loosen threads on an old sleeve cuff. Sometimes a memory is just enough. The streetcar bell rings twice down below. I let the heavy fabric go. Why does the radiator tap 3 times before the iron pipe settle? I leave my socks by the sofa edge and watch the steam unspool. The ceiling fan spins on low, making circles in the cool dust. My thumb traces the rim of a mug that turned cold an hour ago. I wonder if you still keep your spare key on the shelf. Thoughts drift like dust motes floating in a yellow stripe of light. I fold a paper napkin twice and lay it flat against the wood. Nothing is urgent, nothing needs a reason tonight. A straight thought slides across parquet floor while static fills the space. Warm steam forgets its shape above the stove and disappears without a trace. I watch a single headlight cut through blinds to paint the hallway wall. And every small and done detail we left behind refuses now to fall. Is it 3 blocks or 4 down to the grocery on 10th Street? My slippers slide on tight while the refrigerator hums its low song. I open the kitchen drawer, close it and forget what I came to find. Maybe I was looking for that postcard sent from last July. The rain hit soft against the window frame outside. A stray thought slides across parquet floor while static fills the space. Warm steam forgets its shape above the stove and disappears without a trace. I watch a single headlight cut through blinds to paint the hallway wall. And every small and done detail we left behind refuses now to fall. A slow clock ticks 2 seconds off the actual time. We leave our heavy coats hanging right beside the door. No answers ever show up when you're asking empty chair. The pipe taps once into the dark. Dust settles on the bookshelf again. The room stays quiet. Yeah. You told me yesterday that pine trees never sleep. At 3 a.m. arrives while rain begins to creep. A yellow napkin sits beneath the chipped glass jar. The bass line hums low from a passing silver car. A barista wipes the espresso portafilter clean. The neon pastry sign turns pale minty green. A coin bounces once on the laminate floor. Damp air drifts in from the unlit unlatched front door. My fingernails tap out a slow 4/4 beat. Two stray cats gather at the edge of the street. Steam rises slowly from the freshly poured bean. A bookmark rests inside page 17. The city clock strikes 4 without a sound. Cold drops fall softly on the pavement ground. A plastic spoon lies still upon the wooden hearth. The register drawer clicks shut with a brass ring. Outside the tall glass window, shadow sparrows sing. A drop of condensation slides down clear glass. Slow headlights illuminate the wet sidewalk grass. An umbrella leans, dripping in the corner space. A coin bounces once on the laminate floor. Damp air drifts in from the unlatched front door. My fingernails tap out a slow 4/4 beat. Two stray cats gather at the edge of the street. Steam rises slowly from the freshly poured bean. A bookmark rests inside page 17. The city clock strikes 4 without a sound. Cold drops fall softly on the pavement ground. A red wool sweater hangs behind the counter stool. An old brass kettle simmers steady, sweet and cool. The ceiling fan spins half a turn and pauses still. A folded receipt rests upon the windowsill. The street lamp flickers once, then stays awake. A quiet breath is all it takes to break. Damp pavement reflects the pale green light. We leave our footsteps in the fading night. Out of nowhere, I recall your last sentence. The quiet in the corner booth dissolves. Condensation trickles down a cold green bottle. A silver register drawer slides slowly back. The barista wiping towels doesn't notice. I stare straight through the condensation ring. Streetlights outside flicker yellow to red. The ice cube splits in two inside my glass. A blue Volkswagen passes through the intersection light. I trace the wooden grain until the edges turn to white. The shift change waiter drops a stack of plastic diner plates. I fold a wet paper napkin while the city waits. A dark coat hangs forgotten on the iron coat rack hook. I close the leather cover of an unread library book. The hum of the espresso pump dies down. Rain begins to tap against the awning. A taxi idles right beside the curb. Two street sweepers are turning on the avenue. My coffee turned to sludge an hour ago. I leave a crisp bill right beside the plate. Neon letters reflect in a puddle on the street. The floorboards creak beneath the night shift cashier's feet. A single receipt rustles softly near the door. The front bell rings once as someone walks out. The street lamp hums against the fog. $2 under the salt shaker. The door clicks shut behind me.
508 floats softly in blue light. A tiny digital glow against the frame. Someday we will sit here late at night and smile because we forgot the old rain. The tea will cool down slowly on the wood while steam curls up and disappears above. We will agree the waiting was all good, safe in this quiet corner that we love. The vinyl turns without a single skip, a steady hiss that settles in the air. I see the future sitting on your lip, a sudden joke we both are glad to share. We trade the heavy coats for lighter wool, and spring returns to wash the balcony. The kitchen table stays completely full with warm black coffee and a spare house key. No rushed goodbyes or catching midnight trains, just gentle shadows on the floorboards left. The streetlight casts a pattern through the blind, a striped illusion resting on the rug. I picture all the years we left behind, wrapped up together in a ceramic mug. We will not worry if the hours tick fast, because the distance finally went away. This peaceful atmosphere was built to last into the stillness of a brand new day. We trade the heavy coats for lighter wool, and spring returns to wash the balcony. The kitchen table stays completely full with warm black coffee and a spare house key. No rushed goodbyes or catching midnight trains, just gentle shadows on the floorboards left. Right now I sit alone inside this room and draw the blueprints of what lies ahead. I trace a quiet garden full of bloom and place your favorite slippers by the bed. We trade the heavy coats for lighter wool, and spring returns to wash the balcony. The kitchen table stays completely full with warm black coffee and a spare house key. No rushed goodbyes or catching midnight trains, just gentle shadows on the floorboards left. 508 keeps blinking on the shelf. The future waits for us to walk inside. I smile and keep the secret to myself, while outside city buses start to glide. A jet blue matchbox lies flat beside my cup. The wooden stem inside is snapped in half. I count the faded scratches on the side and wonder why I couldn't make you laugh. The bass line hums through floorboards near the door. The barista sweeps the corner one last time. My phone is lying face down on the wood. I tell myself I did the best I could. The ice is melting slow inside the glass. I trace the dark circle left behind by spilled tea, while street lamps turn off along the quiet avenue. You took the first train back to where you used to be, and left a folded map that leads me nowhere new. The radiator clicks and breathes against the wall. A bus rolls past with empty yellow light. I watch the steam drift up toward the beams. I paid the bill 20 minutes ago, still sitting here lost in foolish schemes. My thumb keeps rubbing on the cardboard edge. I watch the street grow gray before the dawn. Sometimes a quiet place is all a person needs to realize the heavy parts were never real. I pull my coat tight around my shoulders now and wonder how much time it takes to heal. I trace the dark circle left behind by spilled tea, while street lamps turn off along the quiet avenue. You took the first train back to where you used to be, and left a folded map that leads me nowhere new. The radiator clicks and breathes against the wall. The front doorbell chimes soft as someone leaves. I stand up slow and put the matches in my pocket.
The city wakes outside without a sound.
This brass lighter catcher is the violet tint of sunset. Resting right beside my phone that keeps buzzing on silent. 7 p.m. is the city skyline like a slow exhale. I count the tiny scratches on the metallic surface to stay grounded. Traffic hums 6 floors down, a low baseline for my quiet space. I haven't decided if I'm staying in or stepping into the noise tonight. Shadows stretch long across the dark hardwood floor. My mind moves faster than the digital clock on the wall. There is a subtle pull dragging me toward the neon glow. A quiet anticipation taking root in the cool air. Evening pulls the velvet curtain down on every mistake I made today. My heart keeps a steady tempo under the heavy violet gray. I feel that midnight electricity rising slow beneath my skin. Standing at the edge of who I was and where the night begins. The quiet room starts breathing with the heavy rhythm in my head. I spin the small lighter on the desk, watching reflections blur to gold. Messages stack up on the lock screen, people asking where I'm headed. Everyone wants a piece of the atmosphere I keep buried inside. I adjust the collar of my jacket and breathe through the stillness. The skyline blinks open like 100 eyes waking in the dark. Evening pulls the velvet curtain down on every mistake I made today. My heart keeps a steady tempo under the heavy violet gray. I feel that midnight electricity rising slow beneath my skin. Standing at the edge of who I was and where the night begins. It is that low frequency tension right before the city explodes. A solitary spark waiting inside a cold metal casing. I do not need a back room to validate the fire in my chest. Just this heavy quiet right before the dust turns into gold. The lighter comes to a complete rest. Orange streetlights cut slants across the wall. I pocket the brass and pick up my keys, ready for the dark to fall.
Yesterday you said the yellow bus comes 3 minutes early now. I watched a magpie hop across the lawn and make a tiny bow. The radiator clicks inside the wall with steady rhythm, soft and slow. A strip of tape hangs loose upon the blue painted window frame below. Small observations stack up in the air. I sit right here and spot them everywhere. A cool and ceramic cup stands beside a heavy paper sleeve. The shadow on the carpet marks the time swallows leave. A stranger ties his shoe upon the corner of the concrete street. These fragile little moments make the peaceful afternoon complete. The mailman dropped a circular with bright red postal ink today. A sleepy tabby cat lies curled upon a pile of towels, soft and gray. The water in the glass reflects the fan that circles overhead. 2 stray crumbs from breakfast rest beside a slice of toasted bread. You notice how the air smells different when the weather turns to rain. I track 2 tiny drops that race each other down the window pane. The world keeps moving fast outside while everything in here stays still. A pair of dull copper coins rest silent on the wooden sill. A cooling ceramic cup stands beside a heavy paper sleeve. The shadow on the carpet marks the time the swallows leave. A stranger ties his shoe upon the corner of the concrete street. These fragile little moments make the peaceful afternoon complete. Yesterday you said the kitchen clock was gaining 2 full minutes every night. I count them one by one until the dark dissolves in soft gray light.
Warm merry-go bowl spill over concrete, soften every sharp edge along the avenue. I'm standing by the glass of a quiet corner shop, watching amber reflection coat the sidewalk gray. You stop your stride and lean against the railing, ask if the coffee inside is worth the wait. I tell you it is bitter, but it keeps you grounded. In the evening tension settles into our chest. We skip the introductions and the polite smiles, just two strangers framed by a golden haze. You talk about escaping to the coast by spring, I talk about holding ground right where I stand. Late hour dialogue with a face I never knew. Heavy bass from a car cruising into the blue. We trade simple truths on a sidewalk full of noise, finding our balance in the evening tension, finding the rhythm in the stranger's steady voice. The marigold light shifts into a deeper rust hue, catching on your collar as you laugh real slow. You say the hardest part of turning 29 is knowing when to stay and when to let it go. I nod my head because I felt that weight all day. Now the cool breeze washes it right off my mind. We watch 2 taxis cut through the alleyway, checking the time like we got nowhere to arrive. No promises made, no numbers written down, just a shared breath in the restless city town. The pavement holds the warmth from the afternoon sun while the night takes over before we are done. Late hour dialogue with a face I never knew. Heavy bass from a car cruising into the blue. We trade simple truths on a sidewalk full of noise, finding our balance in the evening tension, finding the rhythm in the stranger's steady voice. Goodbye and step into the shaded block. The marigold light recedes behind my back. Just a brief encounter between 2 moving lives, leaving quiet peace along the beaten track.
A squeaking bicycle chain rattles past the glass. The paper road is running 30 minutes fast. You haven't touched your cup of peppermint tea, just watching steam drift up so quiet and free. I know you didn't sleep a single minute, so take this quiet room while we are in it. The sodium streetlights flicker down the lane and wash away the gray dust on the pane. You leave your phone turned face down on the wood and trace the faded grain beside your sleeve. We watch the sleeping neighborhood awake without a single promise to believe. The baker turns the sign to serve the street and gives us 5 more minutes just to breathe. A wet bus brake squeals softly down the curb, a sound too low for anyone to disturb. You finally lean back and drop your guard when living through the week gets slightly hard. I'll order us another piece of toast and keep you warm against the chilly coast. The radiator clicks against the wall, blue shadows stretch across your tired eyes. There is no heavy test to pass today, no sudden answer hiding in the skies. You leave your phone turned face down on the wood and trace the faded grain beside your sleeve. We watch the sleeping neighborhood awake without a single promise to believe. The baker turns the sign to serve the street and gives us 5 more minutes just to breathe. The espresso machine begins to hiss. Stay as long as you want right here. I am not going anywhere.
You said yesterday I never finished my tea. Now the cold mug sits on the radiator grill. Outside a blue delivery scooter cuts the twilight. The yellow streetlight blinks twice before staying lit. My neighbor's dog barks once at a passing shadow. Your wool jacket thread is still stuck on my door frame. 6:45 brings this quiet pressure back. The walls turn indigo without asking permission. I adjust my sweater while the floorboard creaks. Every tiny detail feels heavy in the dark. This evening tension stretches through the hall. I mark the little things you left in my space. The hairline crack in the porcelain soup bowl. The flickering porch lamp shining on wet concrete. It all sounds loud when the city starts to cool. The half-eaten green apple rests beside the faucet. The radiator clicks 3 times, then goes silent. A Silver City bus squeaks its brakes at the corner. Your black hair clip sits next to my silver wristwatch. The refrigerator motor buzzes a quiet low tone. I watch the dust motes drift across the TV screen. Small things pile up like mail on the entryway bench. You said yesterday I overthink the quiet hours. Maybe you were right about the way I watch the clock. The evening dust just renders every outline sharp. Cold tea on the metal grill. Yellow street light holding steady now. The refrigerator hums alone. Night settles down on everything you said.
A sudden memory shatters the empty silence. A steam rises low from a ceramic mug. Outside the glass street lights lose their amber glow. A passing bus leaves a low mechanical hum. The barista wipes down the zinc espresso bar. Condensation trickles down the window pane. Shadows stretch long across the linoleum tiles. The neon sign buzzes soft against the damp wall. Rain paints wet tracks along the narrow side street. Cold porcelain cups sit stacked where 2 walls meet. A heavy wool coat drapes over a wooden seat. Early morning shadows fall soft at my feet. A drop of dark brew hits a paper napkin. The digital clock flickers blue at 4:19. Footsteps echo faint along the wet asphalt. Cool air slips under the heavy entrance door. The silver spoon rests flat against the saucer rim. I watch the rising vapor fade into the room. The refrigerator hums a low steady tone. A blue delivery truck backs into the lane. Someone moves a chair across the concrete floor. Every quiet detail turns into a frozen frame. Street sweepers turn down the avenue. The neon sign flickers off at last. Morning settles quiet on the empty street.
.32 flashes against my steering wheel. And I can already see the future we're gonna steal. 5 winners down the road, we're pouring aged Bordeaux, watching the city lights put on a private show. You slide across the tailored velvet seat, while 80 floors of glass home with the bass heavy beat. No more chasing rent, no more budget wine. Just high altitude air in your hand in mine. I feel the current rising through the floor. Every long night was leading to your door. We're gonna walk in like we own the space, with all our young stress wiped off your face. That future evening tension got us electric and high. When our name is lit up beneath the crimson sky, we'll stand on a terrace watching the traffic below, sipping on victory slow, real slow. I can taste that upcoming night right now. We're gonna make it make sense somehow. I picture your silk dress catching the penthouse light, 2 platinum bands gleaming in the deeper night. The valet leaves the keys to a twin turbo coupe, while the city whispers gossip about our little group. You'll turn to me and laugh about the nights we starved. Look at the marble path our persistent hustle carved. The bass in the background pulses soft and low, everything we wanted ready for the show. I feel the current rising through the floor. Every long night was leading to your door. We're gonna walk in like we own the space, with all our young stress wiped off your face. That future evening tension got us electric and high. When our name is lit up beneath the crimson sky, we'll stand on the terrace watching the traffic below, sipping on victory slow, real slow. I can taste that upcoming night right now. We're gonna make it make sense somehow. Close your eyes and see the smoke rise off the glass. We knew this temporary struggle couldn't last. Midnight approaching on a golden timeline. Your hand in my jacket pocket, perfectly fine. It hasn't happened yet, but I can hear the song. This is the sunset where we both belong. That future evening tension got us electric and high. When our name is lit up beneath the crimson sky, we'll stand on the terrace watching the traffic below, sipping on victory slow, real slow. I can taste that upcoming night right now. We're gonna make it make sense somehow. 8:32 on the dashboard clock today. Just a few more years until we break away. The future evening tension pulling us close. That's the scene I love the most.
Burnt cardamom drifts through the cracked glass door. She sweeps a circle on the linoleum floor. A silver spoon clinks in an empty bowl. The night shift worker counts his final toll. Her oversized sweater covers half her palm. The quiet avenue is strangely calm. A blue neon sign blinks out its light. She writes a number on a napkin white. She pours cold cream into a dark roast blend, watching every stranger act like a friend. The city outside settles under the frost, counting up the minutes that were never lost. She turns a small key in the register drawer, then steps away to lock the heavy front door. He sits at table 4 with his boots undone. He hasn't seen the light of a single sun. The cinnamon dusting settles on his thumb. His fingertips are tired and his legs are numb. She brings him fresh water without a word. It is the softest gesture that he ever heard. She pours cold cream into a dark roast blend, watching every stranger act like a friend. The city outside settles under the frost, counting up the minutes that were never lost. She turns a small key in the register drawer, then steps away to lock the heavy front door. The streetcar hums down the empty track. He folds his coat and he doesn't look back. A paper receipt flutters down to the ground. The quietest place in a noisy town.
piano pulls on my shoulder as dust settles into the room. The coarse weave catches against my palm, rough and stiff against my skin. I run my fingers down the sleeve you gave me 2 Novembers ago. The evening tension starts creeping up through the floorboards again. Back when city lights flicker blue, you were just in my collar in the hall. I can still feel the exact friction of your knuckles grazing my neck. 6 p.m. hits in the dark corner, swallow the couch. The beat in my chest aligns with the slow kick drum outside. Every single thread holds a moment we pretend it was temporary. Now the shadows stretch long and the past pulls tight. This evening wake drags me back to your kitchen floor. We were wrapped in oversized fleece, arguing over nothing at all. The fabric retains the warmth of a fire that went cold last spring. I pressed my face into the weave just to catch your ghost again. Tension thick in the air while the bassline low passes through the dark. Yeah. Rough wool blanket draped across these worn leather cushions. I pinch the frayed edges, watching the loose threads unravel line by line. Flashback hits hard. You were wearing that ribbed oversized turtleneck, laughing into the collar while rain beat against the window pane. We spent hours trapped in that cozy static, refusing to say goodbye. Now I sit here alone in the dim glow, feeling the weave tighten. 6 p.m. hits in the dark corner, swallow the couch. The beat in my chest aligns with the slow kick drum outside. Every single thread holds a moment we pretend it was temporary. Now the shadows stretch long and the past pulls tight. This evening wait drags me back to your kitchen floor. We were wrapped in oversized fleece, arguing over nothing at all. The fabric retains the warmth of a fire that went cold last spring. I press my face into the weave just to catch your ghost again. Tension thick in the air while the bassline low passes through the dark. Cotton does not forget how you held it. Polyester keeps the shape of your arm across my chest. As twilight deepens, every fiber turns into a memory bank. I pull the zipper up to my chin, but the chill stays inside. Just coarse fabric against my bare wrist. The evening hums low in the silent flat. You are still stitched into every single thread. The room fades into dark.
Yesterday you mentioned that old clock slowed down when the room gets cold. A half-drained cup of oat milk sits on the wooden table edge. The yellow highlighter left a streak across the newspaper edge. A guy in flannel wipes a spill with 5 folded paper towels. The neon sign outside flickers once every 3 seconds now. The espresso machine hissed to lower the mixed steam. Someone dropped a copper coin under seat 17. I count the tiny scratches on the glass display case. A sudden shower hits the glass and blurs the street below. The girl behind the counter moves to turn the golden light. A heavy coat hangs on the rack where damp umbrellas grow. I watch the remaining steam dissolve into the quiet night. The Wi-Fi password scribbled on a torn blue sticky note. A silver napkin dispenser rattles when the bass hits low. 2 students share a single headphone wire across the booth. The barista sweeps up dry coffee grounds near the grinder tray. A faded Polaroid stays tucked behind the register frame today. 4 a.m. The rain slows down to a drizzle. The radiator clinks 3 times against the corner wall. I turn the ceramic handle toward the dripping window pane. Every small detail stays frozen while the street remains still. The clock on the wall takes once, then skips a second. A paper napkin glides across the polished floor. You said cold air makes everything sound much clearer.
Yeah. The solid weight of this leather chair presses deep into the rug while evening settles in. I am sitting where you used to dream, holding a glass of tea while the street light dim glows in. Listen kid, I know your knees were shaking back in 2015. You thought every closed door meant a ceiling falling down on your head. You spent 18-hour days eating instant meals and worrying about rent. I am writing this down in the quiet tension before 8 p.m. Sending back what I meant. The city outside hums its familiar low chord. You thought you were drowning, but you were just learning to float. All those tears on your worn-out desk were just deposits in the bank, building the strength you never knew you had to thank. If I could send a letter back through the dark, I would tell you to breathe through every spark. You do not have to prove yourself to every shadow in the room. We made it out of that cramped garage, we made the garden bloom. So put down the heavy burden you carry in your mind. Everything you lost back then was leaving you behind for a reason. I remember how you hated the winter coats you bought on sale, how you practiced your speeches in front of a fogged up bathroom mirror, terrified to fail. You thought being soft meant you were weak in this cold town. Now I wear my heart right on my sleeve while the twilight settles down. The bass in my chest beats steady, no longer racing the clock. We paid off the debts and we bought back our peace, block by block. The city outside hums its familiar low chord. You thought you were drowning, but you were just learning to float. All those tears on your worn-out desk were just deposits in the bank, building the strength you never knew you had to thank. If I could send a letter back through the dark, I would tell you to breathe through every spark. You do not have to prove yourself to every shadow in the room. We made it out of that cramped garage, we made the garden bloom. So put down the heavy burden you carry in your mind. Everything you lost back then was leaving you behind for a reason. You were so scared of turning 30 with nothing to show. Look at this view, look at these hands that learned how to let go. The evening air is warm tonight, the tension turns to grace. I wish you could see the quiet peace resting on my face. Rest your shoulders, kid. You did enough. You survived the worst of it. Signing off from the future you built.
4:17 stay frozen on the wall clock. The steam is rising off a quiet mug. I close my eyes and picture how we'll sit here when gray hair replaces all our youth. We'll order 2 dark roasts and share a muffin, no longer rushing out into the rain. The neon sign outside will flicker softly. The street will fill with quiet city sound. I see us laughing at the exact same joke, safe in a corner where the light stays low. When 30 winters settle on this wooden floor, we'll leave our heavy coats behind the creaking door. Your thumb will trace the crack along the porcelain rim, while streetlights flicker out as morning lights grow dim. We will not speak of time or what we used to lose. Just watch the quiet rain upon our dusty shoes. The barista will be someone we don't recognize. The vinyl booth will have a different stain. You'll slide a napkin across the scarred pine table and draw a little heart beside my name. I'll wrap my hands around the warm ceramic and know that everything turned out alright. It hasn't happened yet, the room is empty now. The clock is ticking in the quiet night. I'm sitting here alone at 4:30 a.m. just building futures out of golden light. 4:17 turns slowly into 5. I save a chair across from mine. Someday you'll walk right through that wooden door. We'll take our time.
Yeah. Who keeps count of unanswered missed calls? The shadows stretch across the kitchen tile like long arms reaching for the sink. I tap my thumb against the edge of the counter, counting 4 beats to every breath. Baseline thumping through the floorboards below. Some neighbor living out their twilight hours. My jacket is half on, half off, caught on my elbow, suspended between staying and leaving. Did I forget to lock the back door? Or did I just want an excuse to go check? The city outside smells like wet asphalt and roasted almonds from the cart on the corner. Thoughts drift like smoke from a cheap incense stick. Nothing stays still when the light starts to lean. I hold my breath just to hear the clock tick, caught in the static of everything between. Evening tension pulled tight across my chest, a rhythmic pulse that never lets me rest. Walking slow under orange halogen sky, searching for a reason without asking why. Every step a beat in a song I never wrote, floating down the avenue, a single lingering note. If I turn left here, I end up at the late night pharmacy with the flickering sign. If I turn right, it's just endless rows of brick stoops and people walking dogs they don't talk to. My phone vibrates once, a low battery warning, 15% left to navigate home. I wonder if you're looking at the same blue sky from your balcony across town. Maybe you're pouring cold water into a glass, listening to the ice crack against the rim. Everything feels heavy yet floating like a kick drum drenched in reverb and tape hiss. Evening tension pulled tight across my chest, a rhythmic pulse that never lets me rest. Walking slow under orange halogen sky, searching for a reason without asking why. Every step a beat in a song I never wrote, floating down the avenue, a single lingering note. Is it solitude if I hear the whole city humming? Is it waiting if I don't know what is coming? The bass drops slow in my mind, shifting gears, a sudden clarity washing over all these years. We just keep moving through the velvet gray, chasing the leftover heat of a faded day. The street lamp clicks off for a second, then flares back up. Footsteps echoing against the alley wall. No final answers, just the low hum of the evening. Just the tempo slowing down to a crawl. Left foot, right foot into the dim glow.
Rough corduroy upholstery catches my thumb as the low hum of the grinder dies. 4 o'clock quiet makes the whole room numb, and the steam on the glass begins to rise. I pull my knuckles back inside my sleeve, traced by the ghost of a winter past, back when we thought we had no reason to leave, holding on to something meant to last. A single spoon clicks on a porcelain rim, taking me straight back to the street we knew. The yellow tungsten light is burning dim, and suddenly I'm sitting next to you. We traded paper napkins full of drawn out plans, while snow built mountains on the windowsill outside. You rubbed the winter chill from both your frozen hands and laughed at every secret that I tried to hide. Now 3 years later, in a different booth alone, I watch the steam drift up and turn to stone. Coarse ribbed cotton on the back of this seat feels like the thrifted coat you wore that night. The neon sign blinks out across the street, leaving the counter in a soft amber light. I reach into my pocket for a coin, expecting your fingers to meet my own, where past and present effortlessly join. Before the silence reminds me I'm alone, the barista turns the overhead lamps down low, sweeping up sugar dust along the floor. I can almost hear your boots against the snow, stepping out the heavy wooden front door. We traded paper napkins full of drawn out plans, while snow built mountains on the windowsill outside. You rubbed the winter chill from both your frozen hands and laughed at every secret that I tried to hide. Now 3 years later, in a different booth alone, I watch the steam drift up and turn to stone. The corduroy cools underneath my hand. The sky turns gray above the sleeping street. Some memories stay right where they land, in the quiet space where past and present meet.
Yesterday you told me I'll leave the pantry door open, just enough for the hall light to slice through the dark. Now it's 6 p.m., the ice in my tumbler is melting, while the delivery scooter idles down in the park. The radiator clicks 3 times before it starts humming. A stack of mail sits askew on the radiator crown. I noticed 3 grease spots on the corner of the box, and the way the streetlight turns the wet asphalt brown. Every little detail seems to linger too long. The dripping kitchen faucet playing an unsteady song. You said I never fix what breaks in this room. Now I'm sitting here watching shadows bloom. It is the flickering bulb in the entry hall, the faint ring left by a mug against the wall. A pair of scuffed white sneakers resting by the frame. The quiet tension in the air when no one says a name. Just small observations piling up in the dark. A slow evening heavy with the quiet spark. There is a loose thread hanging from the couch cushion edge, a dead succulent leaning near the window ledge. The refrigerator hums in a key of low bass, a black jacket folded neatly in the wrong place. Yesterday you said I notice things only when they leave, so tonight I am taking inventory of every breath I breathe. The ceiling fan spins at its slowest speed, counting every tiny thing I did not know I need. Yesterday's words still echo on the hardwood floor, right beside the draft, sneaking under the front door. It is the flickering bulb in the entry hall, the faint ring left by a mug against the wall, a pair of scuffed white sneakers resting by the frame, the quiet tension in the air when no one said the name. Just small observations piling up in the dark, a slow evening heavy with the quiet spark. The steam off the radiator slowly clears, yesterday's sentence still ringing in my ears. One unread text screen glowing faint and low, another small detail I am letting go.
Saffron yellow streetlight filters through the glass. A low hum vibrates from the grinding machine. You slide your notebook past my folded coat. You ask if time feels slower when it rains. I count the steam rings rising off my cup. I say I haven't slept since yesterday. You smile and trace the wooden table grain. We let the quiet settle in the space. The espresso machine gives a sudden hiss. You tell me you just moved here from the coast. I tell you I am running out of plans. Two strangers breathing in the same still air. You stir your spoon against the porcelain rim and talk about a ship you missed last fall. I watch the shadows grow along the wall until the baker turns the outdoor lights on dim. A tiny secret shared before the day begins. You wipe a spot of condensation off. You say that cities look much softer now. I watch a silver ring catch yellow glare. You ask what brings me out this late alone. I answer that I lost my way back home. You nod as if you understand the feeling. The sky turns gray behind the quiet street. You cap your fountain pen and fold your page. No names were traded in this wooden booth, just two lost minds exchanging simple truth. The door chime rings as someone steps outside. You pack your bag and gently wave goodbye. The yellow lamp stays burning on the bar. I take another sip and watch your car.
One sharp realization breaks the still. Dust motes freeze along the windowsill. Red light bleeds out behind the cooling brick as shadow trails begin to settle thick. My phone screen flickers on the glass tabletop, watching the second hand tick and stop. Street lamps buzz outside with amber glow. Traffic down below is moving slow. The city holds its breath in orange light. We bleed from afternoon straight into night. Ice cubes melting in a half-filled cup, waiting for the evening to pull us up. This dust carries heavy weight across the floor. Footsteps lingering right beside the door. Draped in velvet, smoke and muted gray. We watch the last bright colors slip away. That evening tension starts to slow the room, chasing shadows through the growing gloom. A neon sign flickers across the street, casting purple stripes where two walls meet. Steam rises from the sewer grate outside, where all the daytime secrets go to hide. You slide your jacket off without a sound, Anger clicks, then silence comes around. Bass beats thumping through the floorboard beam. Living somewhere between a thought and dream. The city holds its breath in orange light. We bleed from afternoon straight into night. Ice cubes melting in a half-filled cup, waiting for the evening to pull us up. This dust carries heavy weight across the floor. Footsteps lingering right beside the door. Draped in velvet, smoking muted gray. We watch the last bright colors slip away. That evening tension starts to slow the room, chasing shadows through the growing gloom. Cigarettes are lit beside the window frame, whispering a forgotten distant name. The skyline turns to silhouettes of steel. Nothing left to pretend, just what we feel. Minutes stretch long as the room turns dark, waiting for quiet spark. Streetlights hum and low, shadows start to grow. Daylight turns to blue, just a space between me and you. Silent city air, catching us right there. A bent metal paperclip rests right beside my drink. I unravel the silver wire while I stop to think. The sun went down 10 minutes back without a sound, and all my heavy thoughts are making another round. Streetlights flicker once to lock into a steady glow. My shadow stretches long across the hardwood floor below. I tap my fingers to a rhythm playing in my head, thinking about every single word I left unsaid. The evening pulled the curtain on a restless day. I watch the shadows swallow up the alleyway. My chest feels full, my mind is running off the track, and there is no turning back. I always keep the dial low when twilight comes, listening to the steady thrum of city drums. I am arguing with ghosts inside my own reflection, looking for a quiet, subtle readjustment in direction. The room is turning indigo, the static starts to grow, so I just sit right here and keep the dial low. I roll the straightened piece of wire between my thumb and palm. Outside the traffic surges, inside I pretend I am calm. Phone screen stays face down on the scratch table surface. Every little move tonight feels like it has a purpose. 29 years of building up this quiet tension, living in a space between desire and intention. I hear a neighbor closing up their window shade. I wonder if the choices that I made will ever fade. The evening pulled the curtain on a restless day. I watch the shadows swallow up the alleyway. My chest feels full, my mind is running off the track, and there is no turning back. I always keep the dial low when twilight comes, listening to the steady thrum of city drums. I am arguing with ghosts inside my own reflection, looking for a quiet, subtle readjustment in direction. The room is turning indigo, the static starts to grow, so I just sit right here and keep the dial. It is easy to pretend I got it figured out. When daylight hits I cover all this creeping doubt, but when dust rolls around and paints the walls in gray, all the clever little alibis just drift away. Just me and this twisted wire on the tabletop, waiting for the endless inner monologue to stop. Twisted wire on the tabletop, waiting for the thoughts to stop. Indigo room, steady drum hum, I keep the dial low. Just let the tension slow. Yeah. 11:44 glows in faint blue across the dashboard of a car we haven't bought yet. I picture us cruising down the coast highway, cold air blowing through the cracked window. You'll be leaning your head against the glass, tired from a long week at the firm. I'll be holding the steering wheel with one hand, keeping the bass low so you can sleep. The highway stretches out like black silk under streetlights that flicker in rhythm. I haven't met you yet, but I can feel the quiet weight of your coat against my seat. Future shadows bending on the leather. We don't need words to pull the night together. Just the low hum of the engine going home, knowing neither one of us is riding alone. In that imagined midnight down the line, we'll watch the city fade out line by line. Late evening tension turning into light, when everything we worried on turns out right. Just a future memory waiting on the clock. Two heartbeats resting at the final block. Maybe it's 5 years later when we finally get the apartment with the brick balcony. The stovetop clock will read 8:20 as the kettle starts to whistle low. You'll drop your brass key ring on the counter with that sharp metal click. I'll wrap my arms around your waist before you even take off your trench coat. We won't talk about the rent or the long shifts it took to get to this floor. We'll just stand in the dim kitchen, swaying to a muted radio station. I build this room inside my mind tonight to keep the heavy silence, feeling like I don't know your name or how you laugh, but I'm already writing down our second half. 11:44, still ticking slow, waiting for the future time to show. One day we'll be right there in the dark, engine turned off, safe inside the park. A low baseline rattles a passing car window outside your bedroom. You're still sitting there with your work boots half unlaced. Drop that heavy jacket right onto the wooden floorboards. You spent all 12 hours running somebody else's race. I brought the smoke and the soft conversation. Step out to the ledge before the sunset fades out. The city changes color when 6 turns to 7. You do not have to carry everything inside your chest. Look down at the avenue, catching the yellow streetlights. Tonight belongs to us, so give the noise a rest. We got the evening tension slipping down slow. Put your feet up on the rail and let the spirit let go. No clocks on the wall, no deadlines to meet, just you and me. Watching shadows stretch across the street. Just pure quiet rhythm and the cold night wind. This is where your weekend finally can begin. You always talk like tomorrow is a burden you gotta haul. Take a breath, clear your mind, lean back against the brick wall. Listen to the chatter coming up from the neon diner. Every little problem suddenly feels a whole lot finer. I know your heart got heavy from the shift you pulled. Now the sky is deep indigo and the glass is filled. We got the evening tension slipping down slow. Put your feet up on the rail and let the spirit let go. No clocks on the wall, no deadlines to meet, just you and me. Watching shadows stretch across the street. Just pure quiet rhythm and the cold night wind. This is where your weekend finds finally can begin. Forget about the manager, forget about the rent due Friday. We built a little sanctuary, doing things our own way. Look me in the eye, brother, tell me you can feel the shift. The twilight is a gift. Streetlights blooming down the block. Forget the ticking of the clock. We stay right here till the neon dies. Rest your tired eyes, my friend. Rest your tired eyes. Cold burn espresso and wet asphalt scent drifts through the slit in the door frame. Leo folds up a receipt that was bent, whispering nobody's name. He rewinds a tape he recorded in June, whistling soft to a low fidelity tune. The fluorescent lights hum a flat minor chord. He sweeps up the dust on the linoleum board. Nobody is buying hot coffee at 3, just shadows and rain in a quiet memory. He keeps an old postcard tucked inside his coat, where a stamp from Chicago still floats on the ink. The city stops breathing while night drops its coat, and he counts every drip in the back utility sink. He traces her hand, writing slow with his thumb, waiting for daybreak or train cars to come. A stray cat sits under the awning outside, shaking rain off its ears near the trash. Leo opens a box where his old photos hide, under receipts and some leftover cash. He doesn't feel lonely, just suspended in space, as the digital clock changes numbers in place. The fluorescent lights hum a flat minor chord. He sweeps up the dust on the linoleum board. Nobody is buying hot coffee at 3, just shadows and rain in a quiet memory. He keeps an old postcard tucked inside his coat, where a stamp from Chicago still floats on the ink. The city stops breathing while night drops its coat, and he counts every drip in the back utility sink. He traces her hand, writing slow with his thumb, waiting for daybreak or train cars to come. At 4:45, the street sweeper turns round, brushing wet leaves with a low steady sound. He turns off the radio, puts down his broom, and lets the cold silence fill up the room. The blue hour arrives through the dirty front glass. He locks up the register, watches time pass. One car rolls on by through the shimmering street, and the night narrative feels almost complete. Burnt sage and exhaust fumes float through the alleyway. He leans his shoulder against the damp brick wall, watching the streetlights switch from orange to red. His phone buzzes twice in his coat pocket, 3 missed calls from a producer back downtown. He pulls his collar up against the twilight chill, stepping over puddles, reflecting the dim store signs. The evening tension starts to settle in slow. Everybody on the corner looking for somewhere to go. He counts the red tail lights passing by in pairs, searching for a frequency that nobody else shares. When the purple neon spills across the avenue, he moves through the dark like he always used to do, trapped between the sub-bass rattle and the iron gate. And the shadow in the window waiting up late, he keeps his hands deep inside his pockets tight, walking on the edge of a midtown night. She stands inside the corner store buying herbal tea, her heavy headphones hanging loose around her neck. He catches a reflection in the sliding glass door, timing his stride like a slow double bass pattern. Neither one offers up a single word out loud, just two quiet orbits drifting through the evening crowd. The evening tension starts to settle in slow. Everybody on the corner looking for somewhere to go. He counts the red tail lights passing by in pairs, searching for a frequency that nobody else shares. When the purple neon spills across the avenue, he moves through the dark like he always used to do, trapped between the sub-bass rattle and the iron gate. And the shadow in the window waiting up late, he keeps his hands deep inside his pockets tight, walking on the edge of a midtown night. Food trucks lock their shutters with a heavy metal sound. The rhythm of the pavement hums underneath the ground. They cross the four-way stop just 3 feet apart, two strangers keeping time by the beat of their heart. The traffic fades down to a whisper on the street. He keeps the tempo steady with the motion of his feet. Burnt sage fading out into the midnight air. Another story lost in the quiet city square. Why does 7 o'clock always feel like an interrogation? I watch the shadows stretch across my worn sneakers, thinking about that text I left half written in drafts. Maybe I overthink the cadence of my own breathing. Ice clinking against plastic, apartment walls thin enough to hear the couple next door arguing about groceries. My mind slips gears, bouncing from rent due next Tuesday to how your voice sounded when you said you needed space. The sun sinks and the noise settles down. Inside my head the wheels just spin faster now. No destination, just mileage on a rug, searching for a feeling I used to trust. It's that late evening tension crawling up my spine, a stream of thoughts I cannot align. Sipping lukewarm water, looking at the door, wondering what I am even waiting for. City buzzing outside like a hollow drum, waiting for the clarity that doesn't come. Should I go for a walk or just stare at the ceiling? My phone screen glows with 3 unread notifications. Group chat talking about a bar down on 4th Street. I don't have the social battery to act funny tonight. I remember when 8 p.m. meant getting ready to conquer. Now it just means calculating how many hours of sleep I will lose. Doubt tastes like burnt toast lingering on the tongue. We were supposed to have this figured out while we were young. The sun sinks and the noise settles down. Inside my head the wheels just spin faster now. No destination, just mileage on a rug, searching for a feeling I used to trust. It's that late evening tension crawling up my spine, a stream of thoughts I cannot align. Sipping lukewarm water, looking at the door, wondering what I am even waiting for. City buzzing outside like a hollow drum, waiting for the clarity that doesn't come. One thought leads to 10 more dominoes in the dark. Did I lock the front entry? Did I lose the spark? Streetlights flicker on, turning yellow into gold. How did 20-something get so quiet and cold? No answer to the question that started this loop. Just a guy in a hoodie drinking store-bought soup. The question hangs in the air, no answer sitting there. Shadows cross the floor. Evening locks the door. Silence takes the floor. A sudden memory snaps the quiet air inside this kitchen. Ice drops into an amber glass, melted down to cold water. The clock on the microwave ticks like a faint heartbeat. Dust glides across the hardwood floor, turning gray into deep indigo. Outside, the traffic crawls down the 6-lane avenue. Headlights cut straight through the tinted glass of my balcony door. The city lights flicker awake, one window at a time. Shadows stretch across the studio wall while the bass drums soft. Everything slows down right when the street lamps start to glow. The evening takes its slow breath, heavy with unspoken words. When the twilight pulls the curtain down over this high-rise view, every quiet corner holds a trace of something about you. City skyline shining through the glass, soft lights in the dark. We find the rhythm right between the silence and the spark. Late night tension riding on the midnight breeze. Just two shadows sinking in the dark with total ease. Yeah. Steam rises slowly from the porcelain cup sitting by the vinyl player. The record spins a muted loop of warm electric keys. You lean against the kitchen island, shifting your weight and silk the street below us hums with yellow cabs and distant sirens. No words needed when the tempo settles down into 90 beats per minute. Your eyes reflect the neon sign flickering across the block. When the twilight pulls the curtain down over this high-rise view, every quiet corner holds a trace of something about you. City skyline shining through the glass, soft lights in the dark. We find the rhythm right between the silence and the spark. Late night tension riding on the midnight breeze. Just two shadows sinking in the dark with total ease. The hour grows heavy, middle of the night creeping near. Every unsaid thought clears out until the picture is crystal clear. Streetlights painting gold stripes on the ceiling up above, suspended in the quiet moon, floating on this easy love. Indigo bleeds into black across the sky. The record stops spinning but the warmth stays in the room. Just the quiet hum of the refrigerator and our soft breaths. Evening fades away into the deep night. Electric magenta pools inside the glass doors, where two wet shadows sit waiting on the tiled floors. You point at my boots and ask if the rain stopped. I tell you the storm just left a heavy cold drop. We watch the red spin of a dry drum slow, with nowhere to run and nowhere else to go. The hum of the coil keeps a steady low tune. We trade a small secret beneath the pale moon. I hand you my coffee, you hand me a dime. Two missing strangers just stealing back time. You told me your sister lives down in St. Jude, while folding a shirt in a corner. I spoke of a promise I broke in July, and neither one asked for the reason or why. And somebody stepped out to smoke on the street and left us alone where the cold currents meet. The plastic clock ticks near the emergency latch. You strike a small flame from a paper-thin match. Your voice hits the low notes like vinyl on wood, explaining a dream that you once understood. I listen in silence while steam hits the pane, a temporary shelter away from the rain. The hum of the coil keeps a steady low tune. We trade a small secret beneath a pale moon. I hand you my coffee, you hand me a dime. Two missing strangers just stealing back time. You told me your sister lives down in St. Jude while folding a shirt in a quiet, soft mood. I spoke of a promise I broke in July, and neither one asked for the reason or why. Then somebody stepped out to smoke on the street and left us alone where the cold currents meet. The chime at the entrance rings clear in the dark. A sudden cold breeze leaves a flickering mark. You zip up your jacket and pull down your cap and check for the street on a crumpled blue map. You nod at the doorway and step to the lane. Your footprints wash out in the fresh falling rain. The dryer stops turning, the light turns to gray, and another quiet stranger walks away. Brew's lavender neon bleeds across the wet asphalt. The guy beside me orders coffee with 3 packs of sugar. I pull my collar up against the 6 o'clock wind, watching the traffic crawl down Fulton Avenue. He turns his head, taps his ring against his paper cup, asking me if I think the rain will hit before midnight. I tell him my knees always ache right before a storm, and he laughs, saying his shoulder told him the same story. Two people who don't know each other's home addresses, standing under a buzzing store sign while the day fades out. He says he works 40 hours just to pay for rent. I nod my head because the math always stays heavy. Evening settles down like heavy wool on tired shoulders. We talk about the miles we ran to get nowhere fast. No names exchanged, just 2 voices in the dusk, finding a little warmth before we catch our buses home. The streetlights flick on one by one in amber rose. For 5 minutes I am not alone with my thoughts. He mentions a daughter living 3 states south from here. Says he sends half his check every second Friday morning. I tell him about the demo tracks sitting on my hard drive, the ones nobody listens to except the midnight walls. He nods slow, pulling them in from his jacket pocket. Tells me art is just prayer when the world gets loud. His eyes look heavy, carrying 40 years of overtime, but his smile stays easy while the crosswalk chirps. 2 people who don't know each other's home addresses, standing under a buzzing store sign while the day fades out. He says he works 40 hours just to pay for rent. I nod my head because the math always stays heavy. Evening settles down like heavy wool shoulders. We talk about the miles we ran to get nowhere fast. No names exchanges, two voices in the dusk, finding a little warmth before we catch our buses home. The streetlights flick on one by one in amber rose. For 5 minutes I am not alone with my thoughts. The B-44 bus squeals its brakes against the curb. He steps off the pavement, throwing his cup into the bin. Take care of your craft, young man, he says over his shoulder. I tell him to stay dry when the clouds finally break open. The doors is closed and carry his reflection away, leaving me alone on the corner with my beat tape. The purple light fades out in the standard pitch black. Cold air fills my lungs while I wait for my ride. Just a stranger on Fulton, but he left something real. The streetlight shines amber on my worn out shoes. Evening rolls on, but the weight feels lighter now. That screeching bus brake rattles down the avenue. You kick your sneakers off against my living room wall. I see the 5 o'clock fatigue still hanging on you, the kind of heavy shadow that makes a young man feel small. You haven't said a word since you walked in the door. Just toss your car keys on the counter with a sigh. The city lights are flickering across the hardwood floor, and twilight stretching out across the city sky. We worked all week just to pay off the rent, running on coffee and dreams mostly spent. So put your phone down, man, relax your mind. Leave all the pressure of the morning behind. Let the evening take the weight off your shoulders. We don't gotta figure out the world tonight. As the summer air cools and the dust grows older, we can pour a little comfort under amber light. The block is warming up while the shadows fall. Just roll the window down and answer the call. Remember back when we had nothing but a rusted ride, cruising down Fulton with the speakers blown out. You were talking about the moves you wanted to make inside, fighting every single doubt you couldn't speak about. Now you're staring at your email, stressing on the dial, forgetting how to breathe when the sunset glows. I got a couple smooth tracks playing just in time to catch the rhythm as the night wind blows. We worked all week just to pay off the rent, running on coffee and dreams mostly spent. So put your phone down, man, relax your mind. Leave all the pressure of the morning behind. Let the evening take the weight off your shoulders. We don't gotta figure out the world tonight. As the summer air cools and the dust grows older, we can pour a little comfort under amber light. The block is warming up while the shadows fall. Just roll the window down and answer the call. The bass line drops slow, the tempo feels right. You finally crack a smile as we lean in the dark out on the corner. Street lights hit the night, and kids are finishing their game down at the park. You don't have to win every race you run. Sometimes survival is a victory, son. So kick back, my brother, let the engine cool down. The night belongs to us in this restless town. Just let the music ride, let the evening slide. Toasted hazelnut and damp pavement drift through the cracks of damn window. He checks his watch under the amber glow of the corner bodega light. Her heavy coat trails along the wet sidewalk as she cuts through the crowd. There is a quiet friction between the hour and the words they never said. He leans against the steering wheel, counting the pulses of her boots on asphalt. She holds 2 cold cans, her breath clouding gray in the chill autumn air. The evening tightens up like an over-tightened bass string. Neither one moves to break the rhythm of the city around them. A streetcar screeches past, painting red lines on her cheekbones. They are standing right on the edge of saying far too much. It is 6 p.m. tension, holding the crosswalk still. He reaches for the passenger lock while she steps inside the chill. No heavy promises made, just a humming motor low and deep. 2 young hearts carrying secrets that the night intends to keep. She rolls down her side an inch to let the cool breeze swirl inside. The fragrance of sweet clove tobacco leaks in from a passerby. He shifts into drive, avoiding her eyes in the rearview mirror frame. They spent 3 years pretending every quiet night was just the same. Her fingers brush the faded velvet dashboard while the beat drops soft. A bass synth thuds through the speaker cone, carrying heavy thoughts. The evening tightens up like an over-tightened bass string. Neither one moves to break the rhythm of the city around them. A streetcar screeches past, painting red lines on her cheekbones. They are standing right on the edge of saying far too much. It is 6 p.m. tension, holding the crosswalk still. He reaches for the passenger lock while she steps inside the chill. No heavy promises made, just the humming motor low and deep. 2 young hearts carrying secrets that the night intends to keep. He stops at the red light on 4th and Main. She watches rain droplets race down the pane. A sudden laugh breaks out, unprompted and brief, exhaling the weight of a long week's grief. They do not need to call it love or name the strain, just riding out the sunset in the center lane. The sedan idles at the curbside diner. Dust turns purple, the urban noise grows finer. He turns off the ignition, leaving warm headlights glow. They step into the evening air, moving calm and slow.